A bunch of teens sneak into their school after hours to steal booze and go swimming, and end up getting hunted by the school mascot. Who is inside the suit? Why are they being targeted? And will anyone make it out alive? Let's find out together. The movie opens with eerie night shots of a school trying too hard not to look suspicious, making it feel creepier than intended. By morning, the halls are alive with the buzz of the students. We meet Jane, the girl who's effortlessly good at everything, but would rather stay unnoticed. That just makes her stand out more. Then there's Merritt, Jane's friend, who will throw anyone under the bus. In math class, everyone fails the test except Jane. Merritt demands a retake, but Mr. Onspach brushes it off, saying Jane passed, so the test was fine. He throws another problem on the board, and Jane nails it again. The class looks at Jane with anger. After class, Merritt convinces Jane to ask Onspach privately for a retake of the test. Onspach stops her, calling her gifted in a way that feels just a little too close. Shaken by his reaction, she calls Merritt and asks if she can talk. After class, Ellis suggests breaking into the school for booze. Jane casually offers to hack the cameras to blend in. The next day, everything seems normal. Jane lies under a tree like she hasn't spent the last 24 hours spiraling. Soon after, she and Merritt are in the principal's office. Jane explains how Mr. Onspach grabbed her bag, got too close, and acted aggressively. The principal downplays it as a misunderstanding, but Merritt cuts in, threatening to take it to the school board if action isn't taken.
The school board's opinion does matter to you, doesn't it?
That's all it takes. Onspach is fired. Case closed. Or so they think. Later, at a girls' football game, the school mascot, Anvil Al, dances around the field. Jane watches, half expecting it to be Onspach. But it's just Brody who pulls off the head and immediately punches Eric during a fight. That night, the group breaks into the school. Jane hacks the security cameras while the rest raid the gym teacher's stash and find a diary filled with insults about them. They drink, play beer pong, and joke about how much money it would take to kill someone. Merritt says she'd spend $20 to get rid of her mom. Ellis jokes about assassinating the president. When pushed, Jane says she couldn't do it. Nadia judges her for being a snowflake. The group keeps drinking. Eric and Nadia drift apart from the others, floating together in the pool. It almost turns romantic, until Nadia leans in for a kiss, and Eric suddenly turns away and vomits into the water. The moment dies instantly. Nadia climbs out, saying nothing, more disappointed than mad. Eric, barely conscious, stumbles into the locker room and collapses in front of the toilet. He doesn't hear the footsteps behind him. Anvil Al, the school mascot, emerges silently. Before Eric can even turn, the mascot swings a hammer straight into his skull. Later, Nadia heads to find Eric after their awkward moment at the pool. She casually opens the locker room door, then freezes in horror. Eric is dead, lying in a pool of blood. Her scream echoes down the halls. Jane, Merritt, and Ellis rush to her. Jane sees the body and realizes it's not a prank. Eric is gone. They panic. Ellis says they need to leave, but Nadia refuses to abandon Eric. Jane pulls the fire alarm, but nothing happens. Every exit is sealed. The new security gates are now working flawlessly to trap them. All their phones are dead, and there's no Wi-Fi. As Jane has already hacked the cameras, it backfired on them. They split up to find a way out. Nadia follows a shadow into the kitchen, only to find it's a coat rack. Ellis spirals, suspecting Rakowski, the gym teacher with the angry diary. Nadia insists it's Brody. Jane finds a note in her locker. Take note this time. Merritt doesn't care. She just wants to survive. Suddenly, music blares. Anvil Al appears at the end of the hall with a bloody hammer. The group runs for their life as the security gate starts to close. Nadia stops, furious for killing Eric, and confronts the mascot. But he kills her instantly. The others barricaded themselves in a classroom. Jane steps away and wanders into another room, looking for somewhere quiet to breathe. It's dimly lit, and at first, she doesn't notice anything unusual. But as her eyes adjust, she realizes the walls are covered in photographs, grainy, low-res shots of her and her friends, taken throughout the night. Someone's been following them since the start. Ellis walks in behind her, and for the first time all night, there's this weird, quiet calm. He doesn't say anything, but they stand there together, staring at the photos, both fully realizing that this night stopped being normal hours ago. Then, something shifts between them. There's this quiet hesitation, like maybe he's about to kiss her, or just wants to say something comforting and doesn't know how. Whatever it is, it doesn't get to happen, because just as he leans in, Anvil Al walks into the room. Before Ellis can even turn around, he gets hit hard on his head. He drops instantly, splattering blood in all directions. Jane grabs the closest thing she can find, a screwdriver, and drives it into the mascot's side. She doesn't stop to see if it worked. She runs back through the hallway, straight to Merritt, clearing the barricade to get her up. Jane and Merritt reach the library, exhausted and shaken. They're being hunted, and now they're alone, each other's last lifelines. Merritt's simmering frustration explodes into anger. She blames Jane entirely, accusing her of pretending innocence while deliberately seeking attention from Onspach until things crossed a line. Merritt bitterly says she's the one always forced to fix Jane's problems, yet now she's the one suffering. Jane stands, stunned, unable to respond. Merritt continues her tirade, accusing Jane of stealing Ellis and lamenting how everyone, including her mother, constantly compares her unfavorably to Jane. "You're not better than me," Merritt declares coldly. "You're just small and pathetic."
Nothing about you is better than me.
Something snaps inside Jane. Without hesitation, she pushes Merritt forcefully. Merritt stumbles, loses her footing, and plunges over the railing, landing with a sickening crash onto a table below. Horrified by what she's done, Jane rushes downstairs. She sees Merritt's broken form and flees into a nearby classroom. Inside, sitting calmly at his desk, is Mr. Onspach, unsurprised, waiting. He speaks immediately, almost rehearsed, claiming everything tonight was meant to push Jane to her limits, forcing her to shed her weaker self. Onspach offers Jane a pencil she dropped days earlier, a twisted token of transformation, if she thanks him for teaching her how to become a woman. Jane pretends to be thankful and takes it from him, and the very next second, she stabs the pencil straight into his eye, fast and deliberate. He shouts in pain and lashes out, manages to grab the same pencil and jam it into her leg as she tries to escape. She stumbles, but she keeps going. She grabs the keyring he was carrying, drags herself to the front door, and starts trying each key one by one. And finally, one of the keys turns. She opens it and steps out into the cold air. She pulls out her phone, finally back in range, and starts to dial. But before she can press call, he attacks her from behind and smashes her phone. She runs into the woods this time. She climbs a tree and hangs onto a branch, holding her breath. And when he walks beneath her, looking for her in the dark, she lands hard on top of him. She grabs his weapon, his sledgehammer, and hits him to death. Morning light cuts across the street. It's quiet again. Brody wakes up in his car. He's groggy, confused, completely unaware that while he was sleeping off the night, people were dying just a few buildings away. He adjusts his mirror, and that's when he sees Jane walking alone down the road. Her clothes are soaked in blood, and one hand is wrapped around the sledgehammer. She lived. This was Student Body 2022, high school slasher where the smartest person in the room ends up being the last one standing. So tell me, was Jane ever really the victim? Or did something darker wake up in her that night? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more interesting movie breakdowns. And also check out the video we've picked just for you, or go with the one YouTube's suggesting right here on the screen.